Hi, I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and today I'm going to show you another outline stitch. This one is called Stem Stitch. Okay, this is the curve that we're going to stitch on. I've got my fabric already, or my thread, it's knotted, it's pulled up from the back. And this is a really easy outline stitch. It's very similar to the back stitch, or the split stitch, just a little bit different. So I'm going to take just a regular stitch in there. And now I'm going to come up, instead of like a split stitch, I would come up and split that thread in half. What I'm going to do with this one is come up just to the side of that stitch and right in the midpoint of it. And then I'm going to pull that thread through, and then I'm going to go down. And what I tend to do is go down just on that side of my line. There's a little thickness to my line there, so I'm going to come down just to that side of the line. So this makes a little bit of a thicker line than a back stitch does, but it doesn't have the same texture that a split stitch has because we're not splitting the thread, so it doesn't have that almost braided look to it. So I come up. What I tend to do is I like to come up on the outside of my curve, whatever curve I'm on. You want to be pretty consistent, so you're always coming up on the same side of the line and going down on the opposite side of the line. And if you look at it really closely, it looks like kind of a weirdly dashed line. But once you get a few stitches in there, it really makes for a nice smooth curve. So you're always going to come up right about halfway and just to the side of that stitch. You don't want any visible space between there. You want to come up right touching the side of the stitch and then go back down the same stitch length away. So that's it. That's how you do a stem stitch. It's almost exactly the same as a split stitch, except instead of coming up and splitting that stitch in half, you're coming up just to the side of it. It makes a nice smooth curve, and it's the best of all of the outline stitches. This is probably the best one to use for really, really tight curves. So if you're doing a tight cursive letter or something like that, that's where I would use a stem stitch. I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World. I'll see you next time.